بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. We continue our theme for Ramadan, تربية الشخصية القرآنية كيف تكون وما لا تكون, developing the Quranic personality, how to be and what not to be. As we journey through Ramadan, each one of us should ask a simple question. A question which is basic yet significant, I believe. And the question is, what would the child I once was think of the adult I have become? What would the child that I once was think of the adult that I have now become? And before you go to sleep tonight, take a silent moment and tafakkur. Reflect, contemplate. Khaja Abdullah Ansari said, اعلم أن التفكر تلمس البصيرة لاستدراك البغية. It means basically that contemplation and tafakkur implies a critical analysis, a critical search of the inner vision of oneself to try to look at things to attain a desired or a positive result. So reflect on whether you are still doing the things you love. Reflect on whether you are doing the things that you should be doing. And if you are not fulfilled, ask yourself the question through this Ramadan, what course of action should I take to make my life more meaningful? This is part of the tarbiyah, part of the development of the spiritual and moral elevation of a person. And therefore the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has in numerous ahadith intimated the importance of being active, of doing good deeds. And the Quran is replete. And Allah reminds us, وَقُلْ اعْمَلُوا فَسَيَرَ اللَّهُ عَمَلَكُمْ. Act, and Allah is beholding whatever you do. And the verse concludes, فَيُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. Eventually Allah will make you realize what you have been doing throughout your life. So remember, action is proof of life. And worthy action makes life worth living. So significant is the importance of grasping the moment, what they call carpe diem. Take the moment, do what you can do, and do the best that you can do. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in hadith, he said, إن قامت على أحدكم القيامة وفي يده فسيلة فليغرسها. If the day of Qiyamah arrives and any of you have a seed or a sapling in your hand, and though the trumpet blows, if you can plant it, though it is the day of Qiyamah. In other words, there's no need for you, no excuse not to be active and to be involved and to do what needs to be done. You see, people who live richly rewarding lives bring action and passion into their lives. And in that way they inspire not only themselves, but even those around them. But you also need to realize you cannot become, if you want to transform in Ramadan, in whatever way, whether with our family, our relationship with Allah, with our neighbors, with our relatives, with our spouse, with our children, with our parents, you cannot become what you need to be by remaining what you are. You cannot become what you need to be by remaining what you are. So do things that are purposeful or find purpose in what you are doing. And therefore, if you want to see a new reality unfold for you this Ramadan, inshallah, you must start doing things differently or do different things. But whatever you do, make sure they are done with sincerity of intention and with good intention and with a good outcome, inshallah, with a good objective. But it's important to be aware of the reality we face. Some people go through life unaware of the realities. There are still some local people who are of those who deny the global pandemic. Local people who deny a global pandemic. You see, they say there are those who make things happen, and there are those who watch things happen. Besides those who wonder what happened after it happened. And then there are those who do not know even it happened. But worse than all of that, incredibly, we now find there are people who deny what's happening while it's happening. Like in the case of the pandemic. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was always attuned to reality. And among his daily du'as you find in the Sunan Kitab, Allahumma arini al-ashya'a kama hi. Oh Allah, show me things as they really are. And therefore, we need to be awakened to the reality. We need to realize how hours and minutes slips into days and weeks and eventually into months and years. And here we find ourselves in the twilight of our lives and wonder what could have been and the time we may have passed by that we will sleep. Sayyidina Ali Karamallah Wajah said very beautifully, "An-nasu niyamun fa-idha matu intabahu." It seems that people are asleep. When they are about to die, then they wake up. So let us wake up to the realities of existence and contemplate how to live the days of our lives in meaningful ways, being positive and being proactive. You see, if you keep doing the same thing in the same manner, you'll always get the same result. Do better things in the best possible ways. And if you don't act on life, life has a habit and a way of overtaking you. And therefore, do not just exist. Do not just exist. Live life to the full. Many people don't do that. Do not just exist. Live life to the full. Do not be asleep. Rather be awakened to the realities of life. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.